I want to let the bishops know that this is a strategy that will inevitably, one, destroy the fabric of what America is, of what an American is, and two, it will completely fail to fill your pews. 52% of US-born Hispanics are no longer Catholic. They leave the church at an extraordinarily high rate. Once they
the
get
Americanization
here,
of any immigrant group leads to them leaving. Yeah.
Correct. And 23% come here and leave the Catholic Church. So the immigrants themselves, not even the ones that just got here, 23% leave the church. Now, however, let's look to Gen Z, the young, angry Gen Z male. They're like the only group that's becoming more Catholic. So, but in the year of 2023, they went from 19% of all religions in the country to 21%. That's a 2% increase. And the reports of mass conversions to the faith are from white Protestants to Catholicism, and the anecdotal evidence from all the priests say it's a lot of young men.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick Fuentes. Who knew a Mexican is what white people needed? No, I'm kidding. He's white. But no, seriously, that's what saves the church. You need to start uplifting these white men. They just haven't seen the gains that they want to know that that's worth the effort, but it actually is. These people are suffering. These people are looking for purpose. These people are looking for someone to care about them. And that could be the church if only you didn't project that you care more about migrants than you do about them. And remember, the USCCB is for American Catholics. Yeah. Yes, obviously obviously they have a responsibility to anybody within their diocese. That is 100% true. But the USCCB exists as a group for American Catholics, and American Catholics are leaving the church in droves. And there is a glimmer of hope among those Catholics that they're coming back. And there's not one statement about how they've been vilified as Nazis for having normal opinions on gender. There's nothing about that at all. There's nothing about their inability to afford a home and demanding something better for these young American Catholics. There's no programs for settling young Zoomer men into homes where they can get married and have tons of children. There's nothing.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
But the migrants get resettled when they come here into a home. They get everything that could be provided to Gen Z young men that need it.
Yeah. And that seems to be really a huge bone of discontent.
It is young people's biggest gripe with the bishops.
And I am not in disagreement with you at all that, this is the supposed benefit to being an American is your access to these things. And when you take the Catholic ideology and intertwine it, people are sitting out on the sidelines kind of like, who is looking out for me, right? Who is looking out for me?
And who in Rome has cracked down on the Latin American bishops for not taking care of their people? Why are they coming to the USCCB and expecting the USCCB to take care of them?
Yeah.
That's problem number 2. Hey, anybody over in the Vatican, I don't care if it's, the Secretary of State, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who it is, will you get those people in line? Get them helping their own people. Send money to them so they can help people in Latin America. I don't want them to starve. I don't want them to suffer. But I also don't want them in my country.
It is an indictment on the bishops of those countries that
it is. They're failing.
They are fleeing all of these persecutions, and it's supposed to be one country because, of course, the asylum rules are you're supposed to go to the first safe country you have access to, not the country that that has Buffalo Wild Wings. That's not it's not like I don't want to go to Guatemala or I don't want to because they have Buffalo Wild Wings here. I want to go to America, land of the Whopper and Buffalo Wild Wings. That's where I want to go. It's the economic incentive instead of the safe passage, which can't, the rise of the idea of the economic migrant during the Biden years was a total reframing of the vocabulary, and it's one of these things where people are looking and saying, okay, yes, we want to be charitable. We want to help those, want to help our neighbor. But at the same time, how can I do that? How can I help my neighbor if I can't help my family or I can't even help start a family, or how can I contribute to help these people in these other places? I can't even contribute to my diocese because I don't have a job, or my job, I make $15 an hour and I work 20 hours a week,
and my wife has to work.
And my wife has to work. We can't have
kids and we have to pay for daycare because of that. And my kids aren't being raised by me. They're being raised by who knows who, child molester, whoever it might be at wherever it might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The whole early childhood, Montessori system, all those kinds of things are just they're excuses for parents to dump their kids off. And it's just completely unfathomable. And of course,
not a single USCCB statement about that human dignity.
Nope. Or the fact that, they would say, oh, we have to, what about Catholic schools as an option? Well, unfortunately, Catholic schools have been overrun by teachers who fled public school and found some kind of safe refuge within the Catholic school system, because it used to be run by the nuns, right? That's why it was affordable. It was affordable because the nuns ran it and they actually practiced the faith. Then it got overrun because of whatever modernity concerns, and now you can't even use that. Catholics can't even present that as an option. Like, oh, you don't want your kid to go to public school, you can go to the safety of this Catholic school that's being fulfilled within the faith, that's being run by religious sisters, that has this bubble. Instead, it's just a little bit more expensive. It's a private school with a crucifix on top.
And that's the problem, is like, you go to other religions, you go to Islam, they have community centers, they have all of these resources that they provide to their people. Jews, every single Jewish person gets a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, and a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, and they start their lives off with like 50 grand in cash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or even look at the Amish.
Yeah, exactly. You have all of these mechanisms in place. The Catholic Church doesn't offer what it used to these people. They don't offer the assistance that these people need to get their lives on track. And you'll find that the churches that do that on their own are the ones that start attracting young people.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that the reverence obviously attracts young people too, but I think the bigger thing is offering something to young people, offering housing assistance, offering marriage assistance, all sorts of things like that. Help me get married, help me live a Catholic life in accordance to these things, find my dignity, use your network at the church to find me a good job that'll allow me to have a family and a home that I need.